Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano, and it is a live broadcast on June 2nd, Wednesday, 2021. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. We are finally doing it here in Florida. Thunderstorms are finally entering the area. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. I tell you, I love thunderstorms, and we are going to be in the thick of it now for the rest of the summer. And hurricane season started yesterday and really doesn't get going until I heard in August, September. So we'll see how that goes down. But we will be doing a lot of interesting things with the weather. If there is a hurricane here, I'm not evacuating. No way. We're going to stay home, stay pat, and get that video. That'll be our volcano video. You know what I mean? The hurricane, forget about it. Hey, it's going to happen. We're going to get a minimum of 2, as many as 100. So we'll see. But I'm glad you're here because it is Wednesday, officially the hump day of the week, but you only really had 4 work days, I hope. But nonetheless, we are nearing Thursday to Friday, the weekend again. Time's just flying by, and there's nothing we can do about it. Except, wonder about the aliens. Are they really a threat? Are they? What if they know something that we don't know? What if they know that there's a ship somewhere on the way here? What if they got that signal? Do you really think they're going to share it with us? Do you really think SETI will be able to say, hey, let's confirm this fast, what do they call those things? Those fast burst, fast frickin' things? Whatever. But this time it's a little different. They keep confirming it, and the next thing you know, somebody puts a call in and says, we got something, like the movie Contact. That would be awesome. We wouldn't be able to know about it, I don't think, like in the movie. I really don't think so. But I watched Arrival, and I watched it again because I wanted to see it from a different perspective. Like, I know what's coming up now. I can focus a little better on, instead of, ooh, the aliens and the heptapods, ooh, now I'm like really dissecting and digesting the information they give more than I did the first 2 times I saw. First time I saw it, I fell asleep in the theater. Second time, I also fell asleep, rewound it, watched it, fell asleep halfway, rewound it, watched it, fell asleep 3/4 of the way through. But this time I didn't. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it for the message that it gave. That time is not linear, space and time. They can see everything at one time. It was interesting because they gave her a glimpse into her own future, which really, they shouldn't be doing that. Humans can't handle that stuff, but she did. She was a grounded individual with a lot of stress. She was able to handle it. Anyway, it was a good movie, and it made me think of this discussion I wanted to have briefly about, well, what if they're here and we don't know about it? What if they, instead of 12 UFOs over various places on the continents, they just went to one place, maybe Antarctica, and they put a beacon out there, fast radio bursts. That's what it was. I don't know if you guys put it in there. I just remembered. But anyway, I'd like to talk about that and some other things that are basically happening in ufology. I know, what's her name? Linda Moulton Howdy Doody is doing a thing on Elizondo's lawyer, the emails and all that. As we speak, she's doing it live. 3187. Listen.
Information by the Air Force, close quote. Then As of May 27th, 2021, a week ago, John Greenwald at the Black Vault reported that his 3-year-long effort using the Freedom of Information Act to request Lou Elizondo's Pentagon emails has produced.
Anyway, she's out there doing the Lou Elizondo thing. Of course, everybody's banking on that. A little late, Linda. Well, not really, but it just goes to show you that Goof on Third Phase of Moon and all of us here that are part of Third Phase of Moon, we get the messages out there first. We get the information and give you a chance to dissect it as soon as we can. And I have to say, it's been fun being one of the first people out there to talk about this stuff. And it does mean a lot that we get it out there first, because I like our message to be dissected and listened to. Why would Rich say that? Why would Third Phase of Moon say that? Why is Greer saying this isn't a threat? But it is a threat. Don't Rich and Third Phase and Dr. Greer see that? Yeah, I do. Can you believe I'm still dealing with this? There we go. Now I fixed it. We're not going to have a catastrophe tonight. But, you know, I hear a lot of these other people who were on the other side that I called the left thinkers, you know, the Twitter people over there, Twitter dumb young guns. Never say That's one thing I was always told to say. Never say It's just interesting. And, you know, I hear some stuff that you guys may never hear, and I bring it to you. And even the stuff I'm hearing, I'm like, nah, I'm not believing that person. I don't think that person's accurate. I think they're wrong. But they have an inside information. Yeah, but this person also doesn't believe strongly in the videos. Think those are real? Those are real alien ships? The Boca? The Fleer? Come on now. The radar thing. The radar thing could be real, but we don't want to see radar unless you're putting it up side by side to the video in question. Don't show me radar and say, we got 3 of these, you gotta trust me, without showing me what they're radaring. You know what I mean? All right, roll call, everybody. Bob Gray, what do you say? I know I shouldn't even do it, right? Mr. Big Fee, what do you say? JP Besson, how you doing? JLR, welcome to the show. Coraline, welcome to the show. Dark Hour Paranormal, welcome to the show. Shin Godzilla, welcome to the show. Shelly, welcome to the show, Belly. Felicia Flores, with all the hearts in the world, welcome to the show. Hey, Lisa, same to you. Hearts out. Welcome to the show. Hey, Eggneck Face, welcome to the show. Earthly Awakening 82, welcome to the show. If this show was only 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I wouldn't be doing roll call. It only takes 2 minutes. Let's relax. Kelly Lewis, welcome to the show. Tammy Jackson, welcome to the show. John Haggett, you too, welcome to the show. Everything UFOs, but of course, you will. Never mind. Yeah, my Brandon, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you, Jay Cerno. It's a good one, yeah. It's one of my favorites. Den Bob, what's up? Welcome to the show, man. IR Film, you too. Welcome. All right, is that enough? We're good. Oh, Shane, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. Brooklyn King 718 New York, welcome to the show. Mike J, what do you say, Johnson? Welcome to the show. Stuart Bodwell, welcome to the show. Tomas Robert, welcome to the show. How you doing? GameVet02, welcome back. Hey, Area 503, Manny here. Yeah. All right. Oh, Adam, can't say no. I got to say hello. South Point 1360, you guys, welcome to the show. And Blue Chicken, Ash Dobbs, welcome to the show. Felix Cordova, not sure if I said it, saying it again in case I didn't. Tractor ball, you guys, welcome. Tractor ball. Woo! Why did I say that? It looked like ball, and I'm like, why did I say that? Tractor basil or basil? All right, let's get started. Hey, restricted Utah. That was the last hello. Unless Mario UFOs is here. Susie Camus? Is it Komu? Susie Komu. William K. What do you say there, Flapjack? What's up, Mr. Q? How you doing? Michael Frankenbeans, welcome to the show. Jimmy Big Mac, what's up, man? Coming up with new names tonight. Welcome to the show. Ben Yorkshire, UK. Ben Yorkshire, UK. All right, let's go. VDog 55, USA Patriot. Welcome. All right, let's go. Tammy Houston, what's up? Welcome to the show. Stone Cold, welcome to the show. And that's it. All right, we're done officially. So I posed that question after watching Arrival. Well, what if they're here and maybe they're trying to let us know that there's a threat that isn't imminent? Well, is imminent, but it's actually here, and we're not sure if we can communicate with them. It's just like the movie Arrival. Art imitates life. Life imitates art. Has been, will be, and always will. What? Yeah. Trying too hard tonight. All right, let me pull up some information. Try to, oof. I say oof because I see Whitley Strieber's show has Corbell and Canapster on it. So listen to this. Listen to Jeremy Corbell say some stuff. Ugh. Crazy Eyes Corbell. Giddy up.
I was hit with this news in 1989. I was 13 years old, and I heard George Knapp interviewing Bob Lazar. And
Right.
It was the way Bob Lazar described the propulsion system. It flipped my script. It was this idea that instead of a reactionary system where you push something out the back to go forward, which is how like roller skates and rockets work, everything we know works that way. He described a gravity amplification system where you fall into time and space, a field propulsion system. And I was young, I was 13, but I absorbed it. The way that George did the interview with Bob, the way that Bob described it, it really affected me. I thought, wow, if we all kind of agree this is a big universe and there's probably life forms homogeneous throughout our known universe, then why couldn't they be more advanced and use a technology that makes that distance between far places and here irrelevant? And so that's how I initially got interested. My curiosity was weaponized. Became an active participant, but really I was a martial arts guy. I did martial arts. That's all I ever thought I would do. And then
it's all making sense. That's why the guy walks around with no shoes and socks on and his pants rolled up. He's throwing leg kicks to aliens. Yeah, that's about where I stopped it. As soon as he said, weaponize my curiosity, it was over for me. Interview over. But his curiosity of Lazar talking about how the UFO falls into gravity, space-time, and that's why it's able to move the way it moves. I've heard that before. Even before Bob Lazar. It was talked about. But something resonated. that's how he got involved. Not by having experiences or seeing a UFO or hunting UFOs with his camera like I did and many of you are, and so am I. Not gaining any knowledge that way, but believing in Bob Lazar, that tells you a lot. So he was already believing in something that weaponized his curiosity. Man alive. Let me see if George Knapp gets involved.
The story was the stealth fighter, the F-117, this mysterious plane being developed at a place called Area 51 that was invisible to radar. And my boss, my friend, my mentor, Ned Day, had got the information, broke the story. We did it on the air. He did it in the newspaper, and it was a really big story. And so John had some credibility with us. So he walked into the studio one day with a stack of what I learned later were UFO documents, and put them on the desk of Ned Day. I'm eavesdropping, as I tend to do. And he...
Nice guy. Eavesdropping. Hey, whatever it takes to get the story, right? We all know how journalism works. We all know they're pretty scummy with their morals. Nice people on the outside of work, right? But they'll do whatever it takes to become number one. That's why I don't trust Knapp or a lot of people out there that are in journalism. They really, I don't know, how do you call it? Blow up the story, make it better than they need to. I don't know. That's how it feels with Knapp. And, whatever you believe about Bob Lazar, I'm not a full believer on Bob Lazar. I think that would be a huge mistake. I think it was probably some sort of test that he was put on, or I don't know, man. Maybe it was real, but he wasn't at S4. It just seemed like it. I don't freaking know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Let's just end it there. These two nutballs going around. I mean, they're literally, George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, it says here, are changing the UFO UAP world. But who are they? All right. Who are they? That was from May 21st, by the way. Look, it could be very possible that we do have the alien technology and we back engineered it, and it took maybe 50 years before we started seeing these strange craft. Maybe they did have them in the Gulf War and they were using them and they kind of looked like drones. Maybe they perfected the body, made it look like what it looks like. I don't know. But I just don't know. If it doesn't make sense, and we've said it for 2 weeks straight. I get the threat assessment. Not a big fan of it. I just think there could have been another way. But when you militarize the UFO world like they're doing, they're trying to make it all about the government and what we've seen, our Navy's seen. But they're not talking about the other things that happen. All right, the reason I get upset that they don't talk to the public, because they're only dealing with what they have. And apparently people out there's a lot of sheeple, right? People who follow whatever is on TV. Having Lou come on the way it is, I've seen the reaction of family members, friends. They have contacted me and they're curious. They're like, that's the first time I've heard from these people about UFOs. Like, what's this threat, man? What are we going to war? That's it. Are we going to war? That's the message people are taking away from it. Sounds like we're going to war, Rich, with aliens. I know. But what if it is true? What if they can't tell us the truth. But what I don't understand, where's the sense of urgency to get it out to us, to show us the real good 4K high def video? You know they've got it. Come on. They've got it. Instead, they show us stuff that really sucks. Really, it doesn't match up with what we're being told. But if the aliens are already here, which I believe they've always been here, but let's say that abductions are real, but maybe the aliens aren't here. They're all up here. You know, they can make us hear things with audio, right? Put thoughts in our head. You would hear voices. You don't know where they're coming from. And the way our eyes accept light in a very, very small portion of the spectrum, it's possible they are right next to us right now. There could be one rubbing my shoulders and I just don't know it. Or maybe the aliens are projecting themselves with some sort of technology when they abduct people. Maybe they're not there, but they're projected like they're there. They probably have that type of technology, I would think, where they can project themselves, who knows, to other dimensions, whatever. I have faith that aliens that have been around for a very long time might have, if they're real, they would have this technology, I would think. So maybe abductions are real, but maybe it's just a projection. And we think it's real. Or they're taking your body to another dimension because everything really vibrates and nothing is really touching. If you look at atoms, we should be able to put our hands through desks, but for some reason we don't because of the way the binding of the atoms and everything else. But really, if you vibrate it just right, I think you can separate shit and go into another dimension or whatever. And I think humans vibrate at a certain frequency. Maybe we all have signature vibrations, and that's why some of us can't see what other people see. You know, you may vibrate a little quicker than me, maybe on the same frequency, but maybe at a different speed, or maybe the opposite. And you're able to see some things I can't. Maybe, just maybe, certain people remember the abductions because they've been abducted so much that eventually some of that memory that is they're trying to block leaks out because the brain is so complex. So you think you had a dream or an illusion, right? Or a hallucination. We don't really know, you know. So I'm weaponizing my curiosity here with you live. It is possible that the aliens are here. We maybe, just maybe, we figured out their technology and it alerted them that, oh my God, we saw that they found the matches, but we didn't realize they would learn how to light them up. Something like that. Isn't they were saying like that? Give them matches, light up the sky. I don't know. I really don't know. But if you think about abductions, people think they're saying, I mean, it only makes sense that it is a technology because They're bringing us and themselves through solid objects like a wall or your ceiling. So I would think that it is some sort of technology that maybe it just takes our essence, our soul, on a ride. Here's the deal, and I don't want to scare anybody. Really, I don't, because I can do that from time to time. But I'm going to say it. Half of you will not believe it. Half of you will accept it, and the other half won't know. Wait. 33%. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think we are all being abducted. From birth, I think we are all part of it. We're all in it together. Some of us, their technology is so good with 7.5 billion people on the planet. Yeah, we may get a few hundred reports a year. That's it. That's a pretty good percentage of wiping people's memories away. So they're not worried about the few people that remember bits and pieces or all of it, or hypnotized, because they know the psychology of it all. People think we're nuts when we talk about this stuff. It's the perfect way to be around everybody, abduct people, and so what? A few humans remembered. Nobody's going to believe them anyway. There's so few people out there that remember this stuff. But I think we're all part of it. We're all in it. And I think spirituality somehow is connected with it. I think we can, maybe ghosts or spirits that people see. It's our essence, our soul, that I don't know if it's coming back or communicating or replicating, or it's just stuck in a matrix reality, computer program, or another dimension. Like I said, if there's other dimensions, maybe they could be right next to us, and maybe that's what we're seeing. We're seeing into another dimension for a minute. We're hearing another dimension for a minute or a second, whatever it is. COVID. And it can be recorded. Something to do with the magnetization and the electronification of the soundification. But it works. You get EVPs. Love me EVPs. It's a weird paranormal world we live in. And why would it be impossible to believe that they've been here the whole time? And maybe our civilization, I heard Joe Rogan say this just the other day, all civilizations come to an end. They do. Other than our grandfather killing everybody at Machu Picchu with his button. Every civilization that has been on this planet seems to get wiped out, disappears. Technology goes with it. Why? I don't get it. And why can't we learn of this old technology? Where did it go? Why is it being hidden? You would think that it probably is. Yeah, probably is. But out of all the archaeologists out there and people finding stuff, you don't think it would leak out that they found some technology? Somebody nowadays, let's say since 2010, let's say, cell phone camera's been working pretty good. The iPhone was already out since 2005 or 6 or something. COVID. Somebody's going to snap a photo, put the phone back in their pocket, and eventually that'll be leaked. That should have happened already. They found that pickaxe that should be 750 million years old, 750 million years old, or I don't know, 300 million. Whatever it is, it shouldn't be there. They found that Swiss watch How do they find a Swiss watch in an archaeological dig site? That's so weird. It reminds me of Westworld. If you haven't watched Westworld on HBO, they built this entire city underground in a what do you call it? A Matrix reality, right? All the working pieces were underground, but the city was above it in a remote location somewhere on Earth. It's pretty wild stuff. What a great show. So when they find these things, it could be from previous human civilizations that got as far as we did now, or close to it. And maybe the aliens took them out. They didn't like the way things were going. Boom, they figured out artificial consciousness. Maybe there was, they wiped us out. Maybe that keeps happening. We make AI, and the AI eventually takes over a couple hundred years into the future. Who knows? Or Endgame. They just send an asteroid to Earth, right? And they just put it there and watch what it does to the planet. Some of us will survive. Our DNA will probably be changed. I don't know. But you got to figure it is odd finding these things. It's very bizarre. I really don't know. But you have to go with what makes the most sense. And what makes the most sense is there's a technology out there that we don't understand. And it's very possible we are not what we think we are. Maybe we are the aliens playing human. I know it sounds weird, but if that threat is real, maybe it is. Maybe we have reached the apex of our technology, or we're getting very dangerously close to destroying ourselves and maybe ruining the planet. I don't think we could actually ruin the planet, but I think we can alter it, but I don't know about ruining it. We've seen Chernobyl turn into, like a forest in some places. The earth reclaims the ground. Seeds fly in the air, get into the cracks. They start growing trees and flowers, and the insects bring seeds and flowers. And then next thing you know, you got a building full of trees and flowers, birds, snakes, cockroaches, coyotes. They're all over there now in Chernobyl. And it's only been 40 years, give or take. So think about it. 1,000 years, Chernobyl would be gone. Wouldn't even exist. I want to show you something that was sent to me by Scott Brown on Twitter. Do you know the Alien Autopsy? Do you remember how now they have it certified by the CIA that there's a real frame showing a legitimate alien, and they're auctioning it off, I think, $1 million to start? Apparently, what I'm about to show you is real. Color photos. Check it out. Scary. That one's a little too graphic. I really can't show the other one, but you can see it here. It's just a little graphic for what we do here, so I can't really show it. But yeah, let's go to this cartoon. All right, Elizondo is gone. Start erasing those emails. But sir, There is no one by that name that works here. Gosh, all over Elizondo's landing strip. It's in case you'd want... no, I can't say that. It's a soft landing for ball bags. I had to say something. How can I not? Huh? That's not nice. Hey, if I had a funny landing strip on my face too, I would expect nothing less. All right, we got to change the color. I can't stand this pink. It's killing me. Let's go with the theme tonight. What are we going to do there? How about yellow? Yellow's good. We'll do that. Yellow. It's good. Fair use. Thank you, Scott, for the funny and the color photo. Unbelievable stuff. What's out there? It is interesting, though, to think. Because what if the threat is real? What if we're all wrong? I know, Rich, you're over-exaggerating. You're really thinking about, well, really? Well, they did try to make it seem like Lou didn't work at ATIP, or, and his emails are all gone. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. That's all it is. All right, last night on Third Phase of Moon, because it is about that time. I don't know if I'm gonna. Is this the other night? Yeah, oh, this was last night. Yeah, I didn't want to play this one right now. Yeah. Oh no, I already did. Okay, yeah, this was from last night. Oh, right. This is the reaction. This hasn't been talked about yet. So we talked about it on Third Phase of Moon last night. These are the actual reactions when they asked Elizondo and Corbell and Dolan and everybody else to come on the show, Sheehan, to debate Greer. And this is what happened. This is the reactions that you never heard about. And we talked about it. I'll play one or two. It's pretty funny. The way that Corbell acted, the way that Elizondo acted, we know how he acted, but it's interesting, to hear the talking on it, I guess. I don't know. Other people's, what am I trying to say? Other people's thoughts? Go get him, John.
Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins, we got a special report for you tonight. We've got the panel in regards to our invitation to Luis Elizondo, Nick Pope, Jeremy Corbell. We've gotten their responses loud and clear, and we decided to give you guys an update. We're going to be going in depth when we have Dr. Greer on the show, and we're going to be showcasing step by step on how we were able to obtain these responses from the top 5 people you're seeing in the major media. The invitation is still open at this moment, but again, we are kind of worried about what the responses were in regards to the invitation. We're all adults here, and what we found out, some of the responses from
Lou's Lander. That's what it is. All right.
Jeremy, from Nick Pope, and the response from Sheehan. We've got the videos. We've got.
First of all, Felix, that's not what I said. I didn't say aliens have attacked us. It's funny that you took what I said and twisted it to make it sound that way. I said, what if they're already here? I said, what if they're already here and they want to attack us, and all we've been seeing was hologram images of them in our abductions and our dreams? I don't know. But I never said they already attacked us. Maybe in the past, 1,000,000 years ago, maybe they restarted the machine, but not now. But you can't say they haven't attacked us. They did. in Brazil in 1972, I believe it was. And they actually had to bring out the army, and the army was there, and they recorded it for 2 nights. The attack on Brazil. Look it up. See, they are a threat, but they aren't. Capiche? Ay.
Got written correspondence.
It's just
and we
my
have
thought on
personal
it.
Correspondence. And let me tell you, it wasn't what we expected. So we're going to be going over this discussion tonight. The aftermath is already started. Again, we're just trying to create a discussion here at Third Phase of Moon. We're all adults. People should be able to come together and have a dialogue. But at this moment in time, it seems the people that we invited don't want to participate in a dialogue that should happen. Most people agree that there should be a dialogue, but the responses were, I'd have to say, quite explosive. Let's start it off with Luis Elizondo's response to the invitation. Dave Scott was interviewing Lou on his show, Spaced Out Radio. We're going to be sharing some of this stuff when we bring our presentation to Dr. Greer on the responses. But before we do that, we're going to generalize this in a pretty quick step-by-step process. So Lou's response after Dave Scott on Spaced Out Radio asked Lou Elizondo, would you be willing to participate on the Third Phase of Moon platform and discuss with Dr. Greer and have a conversation? Lou's response was amazing and kind of disconcerting at the same time. First off, he says, Dr. Greer, who? And then he laughs in an incredible form. And then he says right after that, I don't negotiate with terrorists. He also included words like, I don't deal with bullies and crybabies. So let's just start it off right now. We got the panel. I have my brother Brent with me. And we have Goofon,
Hey,
Richard Giordano with us, including Michael from Our Paranormal. Let's start off with Lou's response on Spaced Out Radio. What's your thoughts on this, Rich?
I felt like you did. I was a little surprised at what I heard, being that Lou has always been so professional and when he speaks and cordial and saying the right thing. Apparently, I guess the question that was asked wasn't or shouldn't have been asked, and it sounded like Lou was caught off guard and gave a knee-jerk reaction response. What he said about Greer was uncalled for, saying that he doesn't deal with, and I don't know if he was including Third Phase of Moon in this or the whole entire idea and the other people involved with Greer about this debate, calling them, saying I don't negotiate with terrorists, basically, for lack of a better term. It's what he said, right out of the guy's mouth. I think what Lou is starting to do, and we're starting to see this when he's on other podcasts, he's starting to get a little too comfortable with himself. Like he's almost acting like he is king of everything in ufology. And that's what I've always saw in Lou, and it's starting to come out. It's almost like you can't do or say anything to me. I am ufology. Without me, you wouldn't be talking about anything. That's what I feel. The response was arrogant and it was uncalled for. Unprofessional.
Unprofessional to say the least, and especially coming from a person that works within the government or consults with the government.
and that is unprofessional of Lou. Me, I say that stuff every day. So it's something I have always, said. Things I wouldn't say that word all the time, but to call out and say that he doesn't negotiate with terrorists, that is weird. It's a weird thing to say. We talked about this the day after it happened, and even now I still sit back and say, wow, that's really odd of Lou to say. But you know why? I think the script didn't call for that question. And I don't think he was prepared, because from what I heard, there was a discussion before the show of things to ask and not bring up. So you see, there is a script. Okay? But Lou was fair enough to Dave, and everybody listening on Spaced Out Radio heard it. We're shocked. Very shocked. I'm still shocked by it. That's why we're talking about it. Anyway, I mean, what else are we going to do? UFOs? I got some UFO footage for later. It's coming up.
And was involved with the Pentagon. These are harsh words. Some people say it was a joke, and he didn't really mean it that way, and he was just gesturing. But again, this kind of talk in this field is, in my opinion, shouldn't be used. And
I guess everything I do is wrong. I guess I shouldn't be talking this way. Some people can get away with it, and I don't see any problem with saying. I don't see any problem saying it, but I just have a problem because Lou is supposed to be above us all, isn't he? That's the impression I'm given. I mean, it looks that way, all right? Lou isn't going to lose his cool and say things like that. Calling them bullies? I've always said, I think Lou's a bully. I've always said that, and I still feel that way. We saw a little bit of it. Whether it's a joke or not, didn't sound like a joke to me. He wanted to say that. He couldn't wait to say it because it's been on his mind. Knee jerk.
And let me tell you, we've got all the responses. We said we were going to reach out to everybody, and we've got the responses from all of them. And we're going to be showcasing the evidence. But we're still inviting everybody, when this comes up with Greer, for them to still participate. Before we get to Jeremy Corbell's response and the invitation, let's take it out to Dark Hour Paranormal. Your thoughts on Luz Elizondo's invitation and the invitation and his response to it.
When I started hearing Lou Elizondo use this type of language, I honestly felt disheartened. My jaw dropped because it was so juvenile, the way that he approached this. I mean, it was a very respectful question in regards to his appearance on the panel with Dr. Stephen Greer and the others. And I felt that we were stepping back perhaps into like a more political arena. Now, I understand ufology has been politicized, but this is a characteristic of politics wherein people are taking these immature jabs at each other that really isn't something you want to have repeated in any sort of outfit that you have personally. And in my opinion, like you guys are saying here in other words, this type of talk does not belong in our field. Just tonight, Louis Elizondo had mentioned on Black Vault interview that he did, and I quote, "We're all adults here." Well, it was funny to hear him say that and sort of made me cringe a little bit, knowing how he spoke about Dr. Stephen Greer and, some of the verbiage that he was choosing to express himself with. Again, it's surprising because normally Lou is very professional when he's talking. You don't really see much of that human side of him. He's very much all business when he's on these presentations. And to hear him loosen up in such a way that was essentially aggressive towards the idea of sitting down and having an adult conversation, just his reaction, again, I was very disheartened, and I'm disappointed to see that this is where some of these people are reaching. And
the interesting, and the reason it had such an impact is because Greer isn't a terrorist, and neither is Third Phase of Moon or anybody else. See, when I go after people, I get them because they're lying, faking, and there's evidence to back it up. There's something I can show you or explain. Lou just said that. Now people are saying, oh, maybe it was just a joke. No. Everything UFOs with a $2 super chat. Super dupe super chats rolling. Lou's landing strip. Lou's landing strip is in Wyoming, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Everything UFOs. Yep. Super chats are available. I've got 11 kids, and the diapers, we don't even have them anymore. So if you could help goof on out, and the children, where's little Lou? Oh, look, little Lou. He's still in his cup. He loves the cup. Won't get out of the pudding cup. Always stuck in the pudding cup. Loves it. Goes in there all the time. Can't get him out of it. Little pudding Lou. Pudding Lou. Pudding. So if you want to watch the rest of this and hear what was said, go over to Third Phase of Moon. The link will be in the description. Hey,
it's interesting because when Third Phase Moon,
it's interesting what Corbell did, how Corbell acted. All right, next, this should be good. UFO or drone that was over Tucson, Arizona. And on this story, oh, it's right here. I already have it up. This story here from the war zone says new details emerge on the highly modified drone that outran police helicopters over Tucson. That's crazy cool. It is very cool, right? So we're seeing and hearing about these stories a lot. This one was back in February. So what they're doing is just giving us an update. So I'm going to read on. Capiche? All right. So this says here, last month, well, this just came out today or yesterday. Yeah, June 1st. Oh, I see what they're doing. Last month, the War Zone reported on a bizarre drone encounter that occurred in the skies over Tucson, Arizona. According to reports on the evening of February 9th, 2021, around 10:30 p.m., a helicopter belonging to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, encountered what has been described by KOLD's Dan Marys, who interviewed the FBI agent assigned to the case, as a highly modified drone in controlled airspace. I see, said the blind man. Another helicopter operated by the Tucson Police Department's Air Support Unit was called in to help track and potentially identify the drone alongside the one from CBP, but the drone was able to evade them both and remained unidentified. Shortly after the incident was disclosed, the FBI released a statement asking for help from the public regarding any information related to this encounter. In the days since we first reported on the Tucson drone encounter, individuals have reached out with new information that adds further context to this still developing story. A source with direct knowledge of the incident's details told the War Zone they believed the drone was highly unlikely to be battery-powered based on the altitude, distance, and speed at which it flew. The source also stated it seems as though the drone was equipped with an infrared camera based on how it was able to dynamically maneuver, including in relation to the helicopters chasing it, despite the low level of ambient light at the time of the incident. They also added that it is only logical that it was looking towards DM's, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base's flight line, based on its location. We can now also confirm that the CBP helicopter involved was indeed an Airbus AS-350, commonly used by CBP's Air and Marine Operations branch for aerial patrol and surveillance missions. And there it is. Pretty amazing. It had incredible maneuvers. It was maneuvering like they've never seen, I guess. We'll hear more. Yeah. The same source also tells us of the unusual drone what was first spotted near a complex of fuel tanks just went off runway 12 at the U.S. Air Force's Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. This is well within the Class C airspace that surrounds Davis-Monthan, as well as the Tucson International Airport, and is very close to the fence line surrounding the base. Class C airspace is defined by the FAA as airspace from the surface to 4,000 feet above the airport elevation surrounding those airports that have an operational control tower, are serviced by radar approach control, and have a certain number of IFR, instrument flight rules, operations, or passenger implements. The FAA states that for flight, quote unquote, near airports in controlled airspace, drone operators must receive an airspace authorization prior to operation, and that these authorizations come with altitude limitations and may include other operational provisions. Yes, as a drone operator, I know this rule. If you are within 5 miles of an airport, some are 4, but most airports, if you are within 5 miles and you want to fly your drone above 400 feet, you have to get their permission. And you can get real-time permission by going on an app and typing it in. It sends the message to the tower that you need the answer from, and they will give you how fast you can fly, how high you can fly, how long you can fly, and they'll tell you when. Just in case you're shooting something in a public area, but the airport's really close, you don't want to run into any airplanes, so they give you access. So when your drone is flying, it won't be flagged and you won't be ticketed, because everything you do, if you have a legitimate drone with an FAA number like I do that is registered with the FAA, they can follow everything you do if they need to. So it is really, really, really concerning when you have a drone this close. It's somebody or something taking a risk of being fined, incredible fines. And I'm wondering if they were able to go on certain apps and see if somebody had permission or didn't have permission. But you would need the FAA number of that drone. See, I think, and what bothers me is DJI that I use, and when you have a DJI drone, you have to use their DJI app, which is connected to the FAA. So every picture I take, every move I make, they'll be watching me. If they need to, they can get every single thing I do, including the pictures, if they have my FAA number. Now, the thing I want to know, can't they get the time and the date? Ask DJI, do you have any drones connected to your database in this area? Because this sounds like any drone that is over 250 grams has to be registered with the FAA. If it's 249, I believe it's grams, not pounds. If it weighs less than the 250, you don't need an FAA license or permission. You can just freaking fly wherever you want. And they have drones like the DJI Mini, which you don't need, but you still have to register through the DJI app for it to work. So all your information is still recorded, but it'd be hard for them to find. So I don't know why they can't call these drone operating or drone manufacturers and say, look, we have this drone that's continually showing up. Our helicopters tried finding it, chasing it. Do you have any data of any drone in that area? And they should be able to, if they did, if it was a DJI drone, should be able to find it. Very interesting. Anyway, that's the law about Class C airspace, that you can get permission, but they would find out who it was if these people did get permission. So we know it's not a drone operator for DJI, at least, or maybe some other companies that have that kind of connection to FAA. Well, in a statement, the FBI wrote that the drone violated 18 USC 39B, unsafe operation of unmanned aircraft, which includes knowing the reckless interference or destruction of a manned aircraft and the operation of unmanned aircraft in close proximity to airports. The FBI called the drone's actions illegal and extremely dangerous, yet added that it's possible the drone operators are not aware they're violating the law. Bullshiminy. They know. Every drone operator should know this, because if you're going to buy a drone that can have the maneuverability of the one they're talking about, you know drones. You just can't buy one of these without knowing that. You're almost forced to know it. They almost pour it on you when you buy these things. Do not fly near airports. Do not do this. Do not do that. You need permission. That makes this case all the more interesting. The description of the drone's initial observed location would appear to match the location of a terminal owned by Kinder Morgan, an energy company that operates fuel pipelines and other energy infrastructures. Some 40% of the natural gas consumed in America flows through Kinder Morgan's pipelines. On their website, Kinder Morgan states that their terminals are used to store and handle various fuels, petroleum products, and chemicals. Clearly not the place anyone would want an unauthorized or unidentified drone to be loitering. While drones are used in pipeline and tank inspections, and by Kinder Morgan specifically for those tasks, the unique nature of what has been reported in this incident does not appear to suggest this drone's operators were executing the type of professional work. That's where it happened. The drone's initial observation location was also largely confirmed by a post from another individual on jetcareers.com, which described itself as an online community of airline, corporate, and professional pilots, including air traffic controllers, dispatchers, and mechanics. In a forum post dated February 10th, 2021, a moderator of that forum with the username Mike D wrote the following account of the incident. Last night, there was one just east of KTUS, about 1,200 feet AGL, cruising eastbound. It passed about 30 feet away, co-altitude with the police helicopter, fly by the opposite direction. Hilo, helicopter, made a 180-degree turn to give chase. The quadcopter was described as approximately 5 feet long by about 3 feet wide, with a single green flashing LED light. It continued east into KDMA's airspace and began orbiting the base over the parallel taxiway near the fighter jet ramp. TUS and DMA towers were unaware of it, as it was U-90, an FAA approach tower, controllers. The operator apparently realized by this time that the drone was being followed, because it then proceeded northwest at high speed and climbing, with the helo and another LE helo in the trail. The copter began to climb and flew out of the TUS area about 50 miles to the northwest of town into the middle of nowhere desert, out by the mine west of KAVQ. It was last seen climbing through 14,000 feet and into an undercast where it disappeared. The helos remained in VMC, visual meteorological conditions, obviously, and one hung around for about an hour to see if it would reappear descending or if there were any vehicles driving through the middle of nowhere as either the operator or someone to potentially recover it. Neither appeared. U-90 informed their FAA chain of command about it, but that's as far as I've heard so far. That is amazing. Interesting in both the range and the altitude, both control-wise in terms of line of sight, as well as battery life as it comes to the endurance of the thing. The concerns with it being around air traffic and near mid-air, as well as it being over an Air Force base with security-sensitive aircraft, are all concerning. Definitely not something commercial off the shelf that one would buy at the local store. Obviously not. This thing went to 14,000 feet. No way. It is DJI. They don't even let you above 1,600. You can't do it unless you modify it. And then once you modify it, you ruin the warranty, and then you can get in a lot of trouble. So you get in a lot of trouble. Not a drone. Amazing. What a great story. It's happening, guys. You're in it. This is now. This is now. UFOs now. So I'm around Facebook, and I just read that story. I'm like, wow, that sounded legit, right? And then I come across this story or this video, and I'm like, oh, boy. So this is, this video, which was accidentally hit by a UFO, was filmed from the window of a helicopter flying over Kamchatka, a peninsula in the northeastern part of Eurasia in Russia, near the local hydroelectric power station. One of the helo pilots filmed on this smartphone. Was it the flying object in the video? Is it really a UFO controlled by aliens or a test of a secret flying object of the Russian military over a sparsely populated and inaccessible territory of Russia? What is your opinion? One more time. Ugh. I hate that when they do that. Well, I'm not sure, but I think that's fake. I think that's fake. It looks fake. Here's an interesting story straight out of Costa Rica. Now, we always talk like ancient alien stuff, technology that can go way back, which is what we were talking about earlier about previous civilizations just somehow being wiped out. Did they get so advanced that they created weapons of mass destruction, literally destructing everything around them? I don't think so. Only because if they did wipe themselves out, don't you think we would find a few tools, right? That's a good one. A few, I can't say it. A few tools. I can't. I don't know why I'm laughing now. A few tools lying around the area of these places. But excavations in Costa Rica have revealed a massive, nearly perfect stone sphere. Look at that. This is what it looked like. Just this little dot above the ground. Looks like home base. But when they dug it out, it's the 8-ball. You see what I did there? Well, I know. It's a cue ball. It's a reverse 8-ball. All right, reverse 8-ball. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thousands of years before the wheel was invented? No, not really. That's not true. Excavations in Costa Rica have revealed a massive, nearly perfect stone sphere, prompting experts to ask how such precision was achieved thousands of years ago. We studied the terrain in which there are more than 15 of these spheres, and some are placed beside areas that give access to residential buildings as if, they were placed there to welcome you. They were used as a sign of hierarchy, rank, and ethnic distinction, explains archaeologist Francisco Corrales of the National Museum of Costa Rica. Hey, are you talking about him? Huh? You know this guy? Huh? Francisco? Huh? Hey, Scarface, don't worry about it. Hey, don't talk to me that way. Did you see the pelican? Huh? There goes the pelican. Fly, pelican, fly. The massive stone spheres are referred to as the stone spheres of Diqui, a region to the south of Costa Rica, and were made between the year 300 and 1500 AD by the predecessors of the Baruca culture, explains a post on the Facebook post on the National Museum of Costa Rica. These massive spheres were located within important settlements, forming sets of alignments and as part of principal architectural structures to reinforce the prestige of a place and the position of power of the leaders. Anyway, that's the sphere. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love that stuff, man. I love histoire. Hey, you want to hear some more George Knapp and what his name? Corbell? Sure, let's hear it. It's from Louis Strieber's Dreamland.
Exploded from there, and then from that point on, I became the UFO guy, and that was the moment when I went, quote, bull goose loony, in the words of one of the newspaper columnists who regularly teed off on me, and have continued to do so ever since.
And I wonder if they will continue to do so now, because you guys are at the center of what is going to turn out to be the most profound cultural change in human history. We are beginning to face something that we haven't been able to face before, that we're not alone. And
did you hear how he said it? Even Whitley Strieber doesn't want to say it. Did you hear him? He was tentative on saying that we are not alone. I'm not making this up, man. It says a lot about somebody, right? Let's go back to 9:18. Can it get there? Here we go.
Change in human history. We are beginning to face something that we haven't been able to face before, that we're not alone.
We're going to hear something, face something that we were never able to face before, that we are not alone. He didn't want to say it that way, did he? He's thrown it out there like, I don't really want to say this. I won't move my lips.
So now, because
listen,
you guys are at the center of what is going to turn out to be the most profound cultural change in human history. We are beginning to face something that we haven't been able to face before, that we're not alone.
That we're not alone. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're not. Maybe everything I said about aliens and abductions, bullshit. Maybe I had one experience, and ever since then, I've been making a career out of continual visitations from aliens I can't prove that are around me. So I'm just going to write books and create stories, make some money, and talk about it as much as I can. Where'd that come from? I mean, really, Rich. Come on, guy. Calm down. Let's keep going. We've got a lot of mo. Oh, this is a... All right, you want to get mad? Let's get mad. Let's get mad together. I want you to get mad at this astronaut.
You're scared. You're in the airlock. You're crammed in there with all the equipment.
All right. This is Tim Peake's UFO sighting in space. Russian astronaut, the first to do a spacewalk, a Russian. Check it out. And this was from BBC America. Ready? And giddy up. Three lights in formation. I get it. They're moving through space. COVID. And then another one. But then he said that joined the formation. But it's urine leaking out. It's just a little urine leaking out of our spaceship. I'd be a little worried that there was a leak. Hey, it's just me. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Amazing. What? They got to the guy and they told him, look, you can't say you're seeing UFOs, man. In Russian, they told him. So what you're going to do, you're going to change the story to a leak and it was urine. We'll make it funny. All right, urine, that's a good one. I like what you did. You added urine to make it sound more legit. Because if you would have just said there was a leak, maybe some lubricant or something that they would have on a space station. But if you make it urine, you turn something serious into something funny, And maybe people will believe it, because why would they even talk about the urine? That's disgusting. I don't want to hear it. Always go with urine, just so you know. Urine confirmation, your information. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Felix, that is gold, baby. Gold. What's up, big Mr. Big Feet, Occam's Razor, Red Panda, Joe Monk, V-Dog 55, South Point 1360, Jay Surno, I saw you earlier. Funny stuff. I'm glad I checked the chat room at that time. That was funny. Zach.Cast Monsu, Nathan Allen, what's up? All right, Tim Starr, what's up? Flex Seal, that's all they need to do. Just get a little Flex Seal. You can put it on there or spray it. They got the spray seal now. Freaking stuff is gold, baby, gold. They need to put it in a different color. What's this? I don't know if I want to play this.
Tell me
one day,
but I think I will.
Tell me how you.
This is CTV News. This is a 13-minute discussion with Christopher Mullen, but I'm only going to play fair use on it. So this link to this will be in the description after the show. But I always think it's interesting. We have to pay attention to what the top 5 people in ufology scripts are reading. Or, I mean, watch.
You got involved in it.
Sure. Well, it's kind of an unusual answer, I think. Iraq's
lied. He already lied. It's not an unusual thing. Did you hear him go, well, it's kind of an unusual. We all know when people lose their breath at the end of a sentence or somewhere that they're not 100% truthful. Anyway, I was only 5 seconds in. Sorry, I'll try to be quiet. We'll come back.
Star called me up one day by the name of Tom DeLong, who happened to be passionate about this issue and had seen an article I had published. And just out of the blue, he called, and he had a company he was standing up called To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences. And it was largely other former government officials, CIA and others. So I started to network with those guys, and through them, I met Lou Elizondo at the Pentagon. And I attended a briefing with him in 2016, and I learned that our East Coast fighter squadrons were having recurring weekly incidents off the coast with vehicles of unknown origin that had no transponders, that seemed like they were probably engaged in espionage or clandestine.
Oh my God. I didn't listen that far into it. I listened to about 20 seconds. Did you hear what he just said? Tom DeLong reached out to him and told him about these UAPs. Listen again. But what Mullen says, wait, isn't it Mellon? What Mellon Ball says, Thornton Mellon, what Mellon Drop says is amazing to me. Seemingly espionage. How do you go from 0 to 1,000 like that? How can you even say, hey, it seemed like it was espionage with no intel on it other than they were in airspace they shouldn't be? Yeah, I guess that is espionage, but really, come on, dude. You don't know that. They could have just been there by accident. I hate this.
And I learned that our East Coast fighter squadrons were having recurring weekly incidents off the coast with vehicles of unknown origin that had no transponders, that seemed like they were probably engaged in espionage or clandestine collection. They varied in type and size and so forth, but nobody was doing anything about it. Nothing. Nobody was even reporting it up the chain. It was just outrageous. And when I found that out, I just said, this is unacceptable. How
far has he gotten with the information? What do we know? Do we know anything else since he got involved? What is, I'm asking, because I don't think Elizondo gave us anything. I haven't seen any paperwork from him, any reports, anything. I don't know what Lou is doing other than this. Well, whoops, this. He's just talking. That's it. Same with this guy. Whoops, over there. Just talking. I didn't see any reports come in. He hasn't found anything new on this. So, yeah, he got excited because he didn't hear about this. Nobody's bringing it up the chain. Well, what has he done about it? Nothing. We're going to talk about it. We're going to keep talking about it. Good job. Thank you. Let's keep talking about it and get everybody, the world's freaked out that aliens are about to attack. Good job. Thank you for that. Thank you for proving who you are. All right, so we'll get off the people for a minute.
A mystery is unfolding.
This is kind of interesting. I just found this today. It's 4 years old. But I am going to actually do an update on this, but I'm going to start it tonight. And if I do find anything out, I will have a report. But this is very interesting. Check this out. It's from WPRI News, and it's about a strange metallic object found in waters off Westerly. But it's weird. And I can't wait to share it, so we'll wait another 10 seconds. I'm just kidding. Here we go.
In Westerly, a strange circular object has been discovered under the water at East Beach, and no one has any idea what it is. Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Lasciuto has more on this.
Hey, Sheena Lasciuto.
New at 5:30.
When it comes to the ocean, they say there's still a lot more to explore out there. And now here in Rhode Island, we have a mystery of our own. At East Beach in Westerly, there are a few landmarks. You have Taylor Swift's mansion, the Ocean House, and lately when it's low tide, you have this.
It looks like a metal starfish.
The metal mystery is...
Okay, very strange. Right? It kind of looks man-made, right? Look at the screws here. Nuts and bolts. So, it looks like it might be some sort of sensor for earthquakes or maybe sonic testing of some sort. I don't know. Maybe these pads that they're sitting on are sensor pads where they can feel the vibrations under the ground. Maybe it's connected to something under the ground, because when it's low tide, very low, sometimes they never see this thing. But I think they've seen this before. Let's see.
Found near the Niantic Avenue entrance.
This is about 60, 70 yards west toward the Watch Hill Light.
But what is it? The question remains the buzz of beachgoers.
Many locals don't remember seeing it before last summer.
Peter Brockman is the president of the East Beach Association. He's asked around, but says the item has many stumped.
The local harbor master has never seen it or heard of it before. So it's a real mystery.
He's heard guesses from equipment used by aliens to the Army Corps of Engineers.
Some scientists at URI think that it is a seafloor mount.
I had to pause it there for fair use. It's definitely not alien. I just think it's interesting. What are they doing? Why isn't there a marker? I guess the beach eroded. So I mean, it's crazy. It's in the water there. And we're not supposed to see it. It's just crazy. Could it be the top of a hatch? Like you open it up and you crawl under the ocean. Ooh, like the Truman Show. You crawl in through the sky. No rust. No, it was rusting. It looked like it was a little rusty. Let's take a look back. They showed some good. Here we go.
Near the Niantic.
That's rust. There's a little bit of corrosion. But this is generally under the sand. So I don't know how much it was supposed to be under the sand, maybe 20 feet, 10 feet. I don't know what this purple thing is, but you see this purple thing. Maybe it's some sort of crab. I don't know. But there is some wear and tear on it. It looks like it's been there a while. You can see it looks like an anchor connected to the ground, like some sort of anchor. Wow, that's interesting.
Avenue entrance.
This is about.
All right, let's do they have any? Oh, look at this. Damn. That is in pretty good shape, but we don't know how long it's been there, right?
But another question remains.
How it got here, which is just the strangest thing, because this is not something that drifts. It's very heavy.
For the safety of surfers and swimmers, Brockman has painted a fence to mark the area.
Pretty wild. I like that kind of stuff. Love that stuff. It does. It reminds me of some sort of anchor. It looks newish. It looks like it could be a couple of years old. That's it. I got some more strange stuff here. Let's go through this here. I did a little work today. Oh, I like this next one. All right, let's go with this first. Yeah. This is something, well, it says USO Bermuda, close encounter with the diver. I saw this on a small screen, well, on the phone, so I hope this is going to show up well.
Mar Atlántico, sureste de las aguas, se encontrará de frente a lo desconocido.
Look at that! What the wow! Is that cool or what? What? Did you see it make a 90-degree angle turn? It went boom, pew. Let's watch that again in slow motion. Thanks, Tyler. Anytime, Race. Always watching. Wow, did you see that? Let's go even slower. Yeah, we can only go a little slower. Wow, that is wicked. Now it's going to come across and go up right around here. See that? That is wickedly cool, man. That's real.
Este video demuestra la existencia de extraños objetos que navegan por nuestros mares. Pero, ¿acaso será algún tipo de artefacto o nave extraterrestre? ¿Podrá ser una sonda de reconocimiento alienígena?
Pretty cool.
¿A qué peligro desconocido?
I liked it. I thought it was really good. That's a legitimate USO right there. With that being said, here's one that I played about 6 months ago. This is one that it's got over 3 million views, and this is from Captain JRD. But this is probably the best looking USO ever captured on video. Pretty wild stuff, man. When it changed its shape, right? Like an octopus. And it looks like it turns into some sort of cloth. It's so cool. And why the lights, man? It's the best thing I've ever seen. Best thing ever. That's an alien. That's why we can't communicate with them. How are we going to talk to these things? Right? Pretty amazing what's under the water. One of the best things I've ever seen right there. Doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. What is this? I got some mo. What is this? Oh, these are good. I don't mind showing you some of these. These are scary pictures.
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slapped Ham. The following scary
All right,
images
we'll do a
are
couple.
leaving people on edge. But as always, before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button for more creepy content.
Yeah, we know.
While they're terrifying themselves in the movie world, a room that appears to be an attic with objects and furniture strewn about. While the camera's focus seems to be a pink chair covered with an American flag, something more sinister catches our eyes in the upper left-hand corner. Here we can make out a translucent figure standing and looking in the direction of the photographer. While the bottom half of the figure is harder to make out, the head of the figure is more defined.
All right, that's cool. Let's get to the next one. I'm not really. See, this is why I don't like pictures, because it could be anything.
Young women sitting on a couch in white dresses, smiling for the camera. There are windows that seem to show the trees outside of the house or perhaps a building in the back.
All right, I guess there's something in the trees. Let's see if we can. It looks like there might be something down here that's sinister.
Upon closer inspection, viewers can suddenly see something else. What appears to be a man standing behind the window on the left.
Oh, wow, look at that. I was wrong.
He appears to be wearing a cap with his hands crossed in front of him, looking directly into the camera.
The ghosts are photobombing, man. That's all.
Can see initially looks dark, though there seems to be a strange blur to the left of the door. When we zoom in on the picture, the blur takes on a horrifying shape. The blur comes into focus to show what looks to be a man's head turned to the side.
Oh,
completely
yeah.
white with dark eyes gazing at the photographer.
That looks fake.
Initially, many other Reddit users couldn't see any shape. When they were able to look at the picture closer, they completely freaked out and began to come up with many different...
All right, let's get away from this. There is some things I did want to look at, though, on here. This one. This is what I wanted to show you. I meant to do this yesterday.
The last bit of his underwater.
No, not this.
It's...
No. This thing. Oh, this is creepy.
Just enjoying a nice summer day on a Brazilian beach.
This is
when
creepy.
He was suddenly interrupted by a jellyfish-like monster that looked
Creepy.
like it belonged on another planet. The creature, which had a bulbous head and long tentacles, floated near the surface of the shallow waters just a few yards away from the cameraman.
All right. Okay, I don't know. Well, it looks like there's an arm. It looks like it's got arms and legs. Is it an octopus?
Like
I don't really know. It looks like it's walking.
any young man in this day and age, he quickly busted out his phone to take a quick video to share on social media. Although the creature seemed to just float near the surface for the duration of the short clip, there's no denying that its presence must have been somewhat unnerving. Several varieties of jellyfish roam the planet's oceans, but the larger varieties typically stay away from shallow waters. So far, no prominent marine biologists have commented on this strange video.
I don't know, man. Those of you who live in the ocean, you know what that is. I don't. Thought it was kind of cool, though. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, now we're going to get to the important stuff. Understand? What's that? Twitter? No, we've already we've done that.
And I think there is strong evidence countering that proposition. Now, I will grant you, Elizondo could be a professional disinformation doing what Greer says he did. But I don't think a good case has been made for that. And I think a good case has been made that that's not what he is. And
Wait, there hasn't been a good case that he isn't, but there has been a good case that there is? So what he believes it means it's real, and what everybody else believes isn't? Is that what I just heard?
Greer's presentation. And frankly, I'm not convinced that Lou Elizondo is a professional disinformation agent putting out false intelligence to mislead the American public. And I think there is strong evidence countering that proposition.
There's no evidence saying that Lou is a disinfo agent, but there's a lot of evidence saying that he isn't. I love this guy, man. That makes no sense at all. I mean, it does, but there is evidence that he could be a disinfo agent. See, that's what happens when you're only in this field for a couple of years. You haven't done enough, you know? You haven't done enough to know how it works. This is his first run through the gauntlet. So he doesn't understand. Poor guy. Look, he's looking down constantly. He doesn't even believe himself. I can't believe I just said that, he said to himself. I shouldn't be saying these things.
Now,
because I think there's more evidence that he is a disinfo agent. Isn't that weird? Who's right? Lou's just he doesn't give a shit about any evidence, really. Lou's just got a job to do. That's what it is. Schmoho.
Grant you, Elizondo could be a professional disinformation doing what Greer says he did. But I don't think a good case has been made for that, and I think a good case has been made that that's not what he is.
So why even talk about it? You know, why even bring it up? If you're so, tell us how. Tell us. He won't tell us. What's showing that he isn't a disinfo agent? Can you please tell me that? Ryan Robbins? I really want to know what proves that Lou isn't a disinfo agent. It looks like all the evidence points towards he is. I mean, no, I'm not warm. No, I feel good. Man, I don't know. I think there is enough evidence to say he could be a disinfo agent. That's funny. How? Well, first of all, Lou hasn't shown any work at all. Nothing to peer review, right? No data. I haven't even seen a point presentation. What do they call those things? Isn't that what it is? I haven't seen him give one of those. I mean, there were times where there were pictures going up behind him, but
and I also think that calling someone who has spent their entire career serving their country a professional disinformation agent that's willing to willfully mislead his countrymen is an outrageous charge. And if you
it's not outrageous in ufology. You want to hear what's really funny? I'm going to get political. Russia, Hunter, stolen. It's amazing what people can call the president and get away with it. Ryan Robbins. So don't act like this is something new, because that side that you believe on, yes, believe on, they lie about everything and then turn it on you to make you look like the liar, which is what Lou tried to do by saying, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Capiche? My goodness, this is fun. My goodness. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. When something to deceive, I don't know how that goes. But that's what's going on. All right? All right? That's how you know Lou's lying. Yeah. What's this? What happened? Where'd it go? I thought I want to show you what a press conference looks like about flying saucers in 1952. On July 31st, 1952, Major General John Samford and Donald Kehoe held a press conference on UFOs and flying saucers. I'm sure you guys remember it, right? Well, this here is the raw film reel archived by the National Archives of both statements. So I'm going to play that for you in 3, 2, 1. It goes. Today, Chief. We're sitting here live with Colonel Deho. And Colonel Deho? Take 2.
I am here to discuss the
Deho.
so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem has been due to our feeling of an obligation.
You want to talk about and do body language? Facial expressions? Check this out. Watch his eyebrow.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem.
In this problem, eyebrow jumps up because it is a problem. Already, see, we're hearing about a problem.
Saucers.
Watch.
The Air Force interest in this problem
Blink.
has been due to our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze to the best of our ability anything.
See the double eyebrow go up? Doesn't it sound like what Lou is saying? That's why I'm playing it. This is the script. And Lou says, hey man, 180 days isn't enough time to get prepared, brother. 1952, Donald Kehoe and this other brother were talking about it like you are today. So we want good shit now. We don't want to wait a year or 2 or 3. Stop pussyfooting around and just rip off the Band-Aid and let us know what the hell is out there. And show us some legitimate, clear HD 4K footage instead of this grainy FLIR bullshit footage that shows blobs of shit that we can't tell what they are. We're ready for it. Take off the Band-Aid. What are you afraid of? Oh, okay. It's going to be over too quick. Can't get funding to live the lap of luxury? Is that what you're looking for? You're already getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm sure of it. All of you. Sick of this bullshit. I'm showing you evidence. We've already been through this. And there's 3 other times I can prove after this guy. Tired of this shit.
To our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze to the best of our ability.
To the best of our ability. Double eyebrow rise. Our ability. We're not even sure. We're surprised at the ability of what we have to do. We can't do it. He knows it. Look at them looking down on you, snout. Like I have to hold my head up high and I'm going to look down on you. I am dominant. I am taking control. That's what he's showing us right here.
Anything in the air that may have the possibility of...
That may have. Eyebrow goes up and to the left. Watch his eye. That may have. Wait, that may have. His eyebrow goes up. May have. He's lying.
Have the possibility of threat or menace. The possibility of threat.
Come on.
That may have the possibility of threat.
Threat. There you go. Hello. Hello, Lou. You got the script book out. You're just repeating from 67 years. What is it, 68, 69 years ago? Wait, 59, no, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92, 2002, 2000, 60 freaking 9 years ago.
Or menace to the United States.
A menace to the United States. Eyebrow goes up. Because he knows. He does the one eyebrow to the United States. That means when he does the one eyebrow, he's not sure. When he does both eyebrows, he's confident. He's not sure with the one.
In pursuit of this obligation, since 1947,
1947, this eyebrow went up because that's a definite true. The right eyebrow goes up. And he can't believe, he doesn't even know. He knows it's true, but he'd never seen. He doesn't know, but he knows.
we have received and analyzed between one.
Analyzed, eyebrow goes up. All right, you get the point. Just watch this guy's eyebrows. They tell the whole story, just like Lou.
Analyzed between 1 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources. Of this great mass of reports, we have been able adequately to explain the great bulk of them, explain them to our own satisfaction. We've been able to explain them as hoaxes, as erroneously identified friendly aircraft, as meteorological or electronic phenomena, or as light aberrations.
Now, we haven't heard that from Lou. We haven't heard that kind of talk, right? They haven't, Lou hasn't said, yeah, we figured out that most of these are friendly craft, drones, airplanes, helicopters, balloons. He didn't say that yet. Lou hasn't gotten there. I think we're going to get this part of the script. This is the script right here. This is the original script. And what we're going to find out next, I think, we're going to find out that they maybe weren't a threat. No. Can't. It's always got to be a threat. Always. Then, if this goes through for these people and they get the funding for maybe whatever, having congressional hearings, whatever, I think the script will be switched, but not changed. They'll get off the threat and they'll talk about something else. I don't know yet. But this is it.
However, there have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
That was an extremely big push on the eyebrows. He's not sure of what these things are, but he knows that they are. And his eyebrow goes up, and it goes up a little more than usual. Watch.
Relatively incredible things.
Wow.
It is this group of observations that we now are attempting to resolve. Our basic difficulty in dealing with these is that there is no measurement of them that makes it possible for us to put them in any pattern that would be profitable for a deliberate, custom sort.
He's telling the truth. That whole thing he just said was truthful. But I'm going to tell you something about this guy, General Samford. He is trying very hard to maintain his composure during this press conference. Anyway, let's watch Kehoe. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the nice haircut.
I'll start when you throw it down. Hold it, boys. Everybody ready? Yeah. Keyhole, as author of the book Flying Saucers Are Real, what is your opinion of these new sightings of unidentified objects?
Noticed how he's got his hands here, definite comfort. He is nervous probably. He's got as many microphones as they had stations back then in front of him. But you can see he's keeping his hands in a comfortable position, almost comforting himself. He's nervous.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be...
And you can see when he says some of these things, his fingers, he's trying to hide his true feeling. They know. They know. You can see his hand move under here. Watch when he starts talking about incredible things. Watch.
Unidentified objects.
See?
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
Look at his finger.
During a 3-year investigation, I found that many pilots have described objects of substance and high speed. One case, pilots reported their plane was buffeted by an object which...
Also, his breathing, it looks like he's trying to catch his breath. He is definitely strung. He's high strung right here, and he's trying to hide it. You can definitely tell by the way he's talking and the way he's breathing.
Passed him at 500 miles an hour. Obviously, this was a solid object, and I believe it was from outer space.
He does. He really believes it's from outer space. He's telling the truth. This is amazing. That's it. Wow, that's pretty amazing stuff. Amazing. He's reading. It sounds like it. They both actually, Samford sounded like he was reading, and Son. But they weren't reading. They didn't have teleprompters back then. I don't even know if they had cue cards in 52. Man, TV was still black and white, brand new. No way. I think they might, if they were reading, they already had a script. The script was already read. And they memorized it. I don't think that. Back then, it was a little different. I think that they were just, I think whoever's in charge said, look, this is what you're going to say, and that's it. They didn't have cue cards, anything like that back then. TV was one camera. They didn't have 3 cameras until Lucille Ball. So I think that was in 58, 60, I don't know. Much later than 52. That's faux show. Man, alive. Talked about a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. For real. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. Mucho generoso. I appreciate it. Your time and your support. Don't forget, you can still help Goof on out and his 11 kids. And the road trip fund, that's all on PayPal. You can join PayPal or send on PayPal, Cash App, and all that other stuff. The links are in the description and on the homepage of Goof On. Thank you, veterans and newcomers alike. Hey, look, you just give me 5 minutes to listen in. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. At least you tried. I appreciate that. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help us grow. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers in a couple of days. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow night. Third Phase UFO report. I've got a report coming out later, for sure. And I just wanted to say, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Good night, everybody.
Terrified of dear Uncle Gustav. Yes, I am. Well, I'm not. I don't care if he does find me gone. But how? Frida, I beg you, think about what you're doing. Everyone says he's a wicked man. What about him? Who wants to be good if being good is singing hymns and praying all day long? He's doing what's best for us, I'm sure. It might be best for you. It's not for me. I'm going, and you might as well stop arguing about it. I warn you, if you dare tell on me, Frida, you know I wouldn't do that. I'm just telling you, you know what will happen if you do. Stop it, you're hurting me not half as much as I will if you don't keep quiet.